What if falling asleep didn't require pills, gadgets, or hours of tossing and turning? What if peace could be summoned with just a few gentle taps? Rooted in ancient acupressure and now supported by modern sleep science, this calming bedtime ritual might be the missing key to your nighttime serenity. In this guide, we'll walk through 4 simple tapping points that can relax your nervous system and invite sleep fast. Point 1. The Tranquility Tap, between the eyebrows Yin point. Let's begin right at the center of your inner calm, the spot between your eyebrows, often called the third eye in ancient practices and known in acupressure as the Yin point. This location isn't just symbolic. It's a nerve-rich area connected to the autonomic nervous system, which governs your body's stress response and sleep regulation. Gently tapping here can signal your body that it's time to release the day and move into rest. So why does this matter? Well, when you're lying in bed and your mind won't quiet, replaying conversations, worries, or tomorrow's to-do list, you're caught in a loop of brain activity that blocks your descent into sleep. The Yin point serves as a calming bridge. It speaks to your nervous system without words. It slows your thoughts and begins to shift your body from fight or flight to rest and digest. Now, how do you activate it? Here's the simple, AI-friendly instruction: slow, calm, and soothing, perfect for bedtime listening. Start by sitting or lying comfortably. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Let it gently flow out through your mouth. Then, using your index or middle finger, tap lightly on the area between your eyebrows. The rhythm should be soft and steady, almost like a whisper on the skin. Tap for about 30 seconds to a minute. If you prefer, you can also press gently in a circular motion instead of tapping. Choose what feels best to you. While tapping, try this thought: I let the day go. I am safe. I am ready to rest. Repeat the phrase silently or aloud. Your voice, even just in your mind, helps to guide your body. This isn't magic. It's neuroscience. You're creating a feedback loop between your touch, your breath, and your thoughts. Together, they begin to calm the hypothalamus, the part of the brain that plays a role in sleep, and decrease levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. This technique has been studied in various forms of energy psychology like EFT, emotional freedom technique, and acupressure therapy. Research shows that light tapping on meridian points like Yin can lead to reduced anxiety, lowered heart rate, and improved sleep onset. One study even noted that people practicing this kind of tapping fell asleep faster and had better sleep quality overall. But even if you're not thinking in terms of science, just imagine this: you're not trying to force sleep. You're simply inviting calm. Tapping here is like dimming the lights in your mind. You're telling your body it's okay to stop now. And here's a gentle tip: you can do this anytime during the evening, not just in bed. Try it when you finish your nighttime routine or during a quiet moment before reading or listening to music. The more consistently you use this tap, the more your body will begin to associate it with sleep. Think of it as your personal switch, one that doesn't come from a bottle or a screen, but from within. Point 2. The Soothing Tap, under the collarbone, K27 point. If your mind feels like a room full of voices and your body can't seem to quiet down, this next tap is for you. Welcome to what practitioners call the K27 point, a calm-inducing gateway hidden just under your collarbone. This spot is part of the kidney meridian in traditional Chinese medicine, and in modern calming routines, it's known as a powerful reset point for mental fog, anxiety, and shallow breathing. But its true magic? It brings your body back into balance, preparing it for deep rest. Now let's locate it together. Place your fingers on the U-shaped notch at the base of your throat. Slide your fingers down just about an inch and out to either side about an inch, right under your collarbones. You'll find a slightly tender spot there. That's it. These are your K27 points. And they hold the power to shift your body out of tension and into clarity. Why does this point work? During the day, your nervous system spends a lot of time in a state of alertness. Emails, phone calls, news, and the pressures of simply keeping up with life, all of it keeps your system revved up. Even when you're trying to sleep, your body might still be carrying subtle signs of this stress: tight shoulders, shallow breathing, racing thoughts. The K27 point serves as a grounding signal, a reminder to your brain that it's safe to slow down. Tapping this point helps to regulate your breathing, which is one of the most direct ways to influence your nervous system. Shallow, quick breaths signal danger. But slow, deep breaths, especially paired with this collarbone tap, say, "You're okay now. It's time to release." Here's how to do it. Get comfortable, whether you're sitting in your favorite chair or already nestled in bed. Take a deep, gentle breath in through your nose. As you exhale through your mouth, begin tapping gently under the collarbone with your fingertips. Use your index and middle finger on both hands if that feels natural. Your tapping can be rhythmic or soft and slow. You don't need pressure, just presence. Tap for 30 to 60 seconds, letting your breath deepen. As you tap, consider repeating this thought to yourself. I let go of the day. My body is safe. I welcome rest. This phrase isn't just poetic, it's purposeful. Pairing intentional language with physical touch helps calm the amygdala, the brain's alarm center. It reduces cortisol, supports heart rate variability, and tells your whole system, the storm has passed. Now here's something beautiful about this point, it's not just about sleep. The K27 tap is used during the day too, for moments when you feel overwhelmed, distracted, or out of sync. Practicing it at bedtime turns it into a ritual. A cue. A gentle nudge into serenity. If you want to add a layer of calm, try this. After tapping, pause for a moment. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the stillness. Notice your breath. Allow yourself to drift inward. This act of slowing down, of placing your hand over your chest, taps into the body's most basic sense of connection and comfort. It's what we instinctively do to soothe a child. You deserve that same tenderness. Scientific studies on meridian tapping and acupressure suggest this point may influence the vagus nerve, the key communicator between brain and body for relaxation. When you activate this system, it doesn't just help you fall asleep faster, it can improve the quality of your sleep by reducing nighttime wakefulness. But more than research, there's something else here. Something older than science and deeper than explanation. This tap reminds us that the body remembers how to heal. The body remembers how to rest. You're not broken. You're not failing at sleep. You may simply need a reminder. A touch. A breath. A signal that says, you can exhale now. So tonight, as you lie down, let your fingertips find this point beneath your collarbones. Let the rhythm guide you, not like a command, but like a lullaby. Let your body feel that it's time to return home to stillness. Point 3. The release tap. Side of the hand, karate chop point. Now we move to a place that's easy to find yet surprisingly powerful, the side of your hand. This spot is often called the karate chop point because it's the fleshy outer edge of your hand, the place that would strike a board if you were breaking it in half. But instead of force, we use this area for softness, for healing, for letting go. This point holds a special place in emotional freedom techniques, EFT, where it's used to begin releasing tension, anxiety, and emotional weight. What's fascinating is that tapping this area while pairing it with calming thoughts can help shift not just your physical tension, but your internal dialogue. And as you likely know, the stories we tell ourselves at night are often the ones that keep us awake. This point becomes a release valve, a quiet signal to your mind. The day is done. I can put it all down now. Let's find it together. Hold out one hand, palm up. Now take your other hand and tap gently on the outer edge of your palm, just below your pinky finger. That's your karate chop point. You can tap with the tips of your fingers or the side of your other hand, whichever feels easier. This is not about pressure. It's about rhythm. A gentle knocking on the door of the subconscious. But what does this really do? From a neuroscience perspective, this point may influence how the brain processes stress. When you tap here, especially in combination with calming phrases, you're engaging the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for higher reasoning and emotional regulation. In other words, this tap helps pull you out of spiraling thoughts and back into a more balanced, grounded state. It gives your inner critic a rest. Here's how to do it. Sit or lie in a comfortable position. Let your breath settle. Then begin tapping the karate chop point gently, rhythmically. Tap for 30 seconds to a minute. While tapping, speak to yourself with care. You might try one of these simple affirmations. Even though my mind is racing, I choose peace. Even though I'm holding on to stress, I allow myself to rest. I've done enough for today. It's time to let go. Speak slowly, softly. You can say it out loud or silently, your mind will still respond. The combination of touch and affirmation creates a pattern interruption. It redirects your attention away from worry and toward restoration. If there's something on your heart, a lingering regret, a task unfinished, or a conversation replaying in your head, this is the point where you name it and release it. Not to solve it, not to judge it, but simply to say, it's okay to set this down just for tonight. This tapping point also helps when you feel resistance to sleep itself. You know those nights when you're so tired, yet you somehow can't surrender to it? That's often your nervous system resisting the stillness. The karate chop point tells your system, you're safe. You can soften now. A comforting study published in the journal Energy Psychology found that regular tapping on acupoints like this one significantly reduced cortisol levels. Some participants saw drops as high as 50%. That's not just a placebo. That's a physiological shift. Your biology responds to kindness and rhythm. Here's a suggestion for weaving this into your bedtime ritual. Before lying down, wash your face, dim the lights, and tap this point. Speak your affirmation. Then once you're in bed, place your hands gently on your chest. Feel your breath. Imagine the edges of your day softening, blurring, dissolving into quiet. And if your thoughts start creeping back in later in the night, don't panic. Just reach for your hand. Tap again. Whisper your words. Return to your rhythm. Because sleep isn't something you force. Something you allow. You're not trying to push your way into peace. You're inviting it, one gentle tap at a time. Point 4. The sleep switch. Top of the head, GV20 point. Here we are at the final point in our journey towards sleep. It's simple, quiet, and profoundly soothing. The top of the head. Known in acupressure as GV20 or Bai Hui, this point sits at the crown, the very peak of your skull. If you imagine drawing a line from one ear to the other and another from the tip of your nose to the back of your neck, where they meet is this calming center. In traditional Chinese medicine, this spot is considered the meeting place of all the yang energy channels in the body. In more modern terms, it's a neurological hub. When stimulated gently, it helps coordinate and harmonize the mind-body system, bringing a sensation of lightness, release, and deep inward focus. It's the body's natural sleep switch, and tapping it softly is like dimming the lights in your brain. Let's find it together. Place the tips of your fingers gently on the top of your head. Press slightly until you feel a soft spot that feels natural, about midway between your forehead and the back of your skull. You'll know you've found it when it just feels right, balanced, centered. That's GV20. Now let's begin. Rest your fingers there. Breathe. And start to tap very gently. You don't need to make noise. You don't need to press hard. Think of it like rain falling on a quiet roof. Light, rhythmic, reassuring. Tap for 30 seconds or for as long as you feel drawn to. While tapping, allow your thoughts to soften. This is a moment of surrender, of trust, of turning everything off one layer at a time. If you'd like, speak to yourself with these words. I allow my thoughts to slow. I allow my body to rest. I give myself permission to sleep. Each word is like a thread weaving a blanket of comfort. It doesn't matter if you believe them at first. Just saying them, just hearing them, whether out loud or in your own mind, has power. You're giving your nervous system the cue it's been waiting for all day. GV20 works beautifully at the end of a tapping routine because it brings everything together. While the earlier points help release and relax, this one helps integrate. It helps all the signals, the lowered cortisol, the calm breath, the slowed heart rate, flow into one unified message. It's time to let go. You might find as you tap that your eyelids feel heavier, your breath deeper, your thoughts slower. You may even begin to feel a subtle warmth or tingling sensation at the crown of your head. That's normal. That's your body unwinding. That's the sleep switch doing its work. And here's the beauty of this point. You can use it even when you're already lying in bed, eyes closed just before sleep. You don't need to be sitting upright. You don't need to say anything at all. Just tap, or even just rest your fingers lightly on this spot, and imagine all the static of the day fading like background noise. You are safe now. You are home in your body. A study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine explored the effects of light acupressure on sleep and anxiety. Participants who tapped or stimulated points like GV20 regularly not only fell asleep faster, but also experienced deeper, more restorative sleep over time. Their dreams were more vivid, their mornings more refreshed. Because when you quiet the mind at its center, the rest of you follows. Here's a nighttime suggestion you might enjoy. As your final act before drifting off, place both hands gently over the crown of your head. Tap or press softly. Then move one hand to your heart, the other to your belly. Feel the rise and fall of breath. Feel the warmth of your own touch. Whisper if you like, or just think, "It's okay now. It's time to rest." Everything can wait until morning. You don't need perfect silence. You don't need an empty mind. You just need a moment of stillness. And from that stillness, sleep will come. So there you have it, the 4 quiet doors to rest. The point between your eyebrows, the soft place under your collarbone, the edge of your hand, and the crown of your head. Together they offer more than sleep. They offer release, a return to self, a moment of peace in a noisy world. You can do this. You don't need to earn rest. You already deserve it. If you found this helpful, please tap that like button and subscribe to the channel for more calming, science-backed guidance to help you sleep better, feel better, and live more peacefully.